Hey everybody, today working on the forge again. I got a bunch of requests to try and make a little bit less expensive knife than the Damascus ones I've been making, because just from the labor involved from doing it by hand, I've got to price those quite high. So I'm going to try one. I've been working on a design in my head of just a small, I don't know, 8-9 inch, just a small hunting knife, just out of a leaf spring itself. So I've got to make a couple, heat treat them, temper them, see how they hold up, see how the edge holds up, and see what I can make work, because I don't want to sell anything that is going to fall apart, isn't going to do what is intended to do. So I'm going to do it in a style where I leave a lot of the forge marks in the side, just to make it quicker. And we'll do some natural wood handles so I don't have to worry about making micarta or anything like that. So I'm gonna fire up the forge and take a hunk of leaf spring and see what we can do here. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is flatten it and stretch it. You know, anyone can heat up a leaf spring, make it flat, and do a stock removal knife. I'm trying to do it on the forge and forge it to shape, so a little more involved, but I still think it's going to be fun. It's going along pretty good. I think I'm just about ready to start stretching it out lengthwise now. I've got a little divot in the middle. I don't know if you can see that in there, running right down the center where the metal didn't upset, but I think as I stretch it out, that's gonna get incorporated and it's not gonna be a problem. So gonna move to the edge of the anvil and start trying to get some length on it now. So I'm going to start working on the tang now, just trying to thin that out and draw it out a little further. That's what'll happen if you turn your back on a forge. That's called burnt steel. So I'm gonna have to stretch it out even longer and nip the end off there. But it's all right, because I made this hardy cutoff tool today and I've been wanting to try it. So now I can start working on the blade, trying to shape that and stretch it out a little bit because it's a little short right now, but we'll see what we can come up with. The idea I had in my head wasn't anything fancy, just a simple little drop point hunter type looking thing, but we'll see what comes out here. I got a little nip in there at the end of the knife where the end of the spring sort of fish-eyed and didn't come together. So I'm going to take the cut-off tool and just nip the end of the knife off, just the very edge. A little water on the anvil to help blow the scale off and clean it up a little bit. Alright, so everything else will be done on the 2x72 grinder. Probably clean up the ricasso a little bit with the Dremel tool or a file or something, and then start grinding it, and should be done in no time. Okay, so there it is. The bevel's ground there. I left all the forging scale on the sides here and in the ricasso. I just drilled out the holes for the pins and fired up the forge. So now I'm going to normalize it. That's where I heat it up to non-magnetic and then let it air cool. I'm going to do that a couple of times, and that should help prevent any warping or bending or cracking or anything. And then we're going to quench it and temper it, and then I'll probably leave the video off there because I'm making the knife handle the scales. I don't know, maybe I'll do another video on that, but let's go ahead and get this normalized and heat treated. So, and then I just use this little extension magnet and just touch it. Quit sticking, I know that it's ready to quench or normalize, or that it's at the right temperature. And I was doing it upside down so that most of the heat was hitting the spine of the blade and not where I had already grounded, to hopefully prevent overheating just the edge. And it looked like it worked pretty well. So I'm going to do that again. Okay, so as soon as it gets back to its black color, then I'm going to heat it to quench it. So I'm going to move the camera to my quenchant, which I just use transmission fluid, clean transmission fluid, because it's all I have. But you can use, I heard canola oil works really well, and I don't have any of that around. But this is what I use, and it seems to have worked so far for all the knives I've made. Hopefully it works for this one too. So here's the real test. If the file will skate over it, then you know it hardened. To give you an example, I didn't harden the tang. Hopefully you can hear the difference. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the oven to temper it now, and then I'll make the handle and give her a test and see how she holds up. And if it works, if my heat treat is successful, then these will be for sale at a much more reasonable price than the Damascus ones. This only took me, I started at probably noon today. It's 9 o'clock in the evening now, and I took a lot of breaks. Spent some time with the kids and ate dinner and whatnot. So we'll see what we can do here. But thanks for checking this out. Another Jeep leaf spring knife. Yay!